with Holloway and Allen. And Philon will have to handle it all in the backcourt for the Tide.
Boy, classic case of great defense against tremendous offense. Tennessee has won 4 straight in this series. Boswell gets it over to Gillespie. They'll swing it to the corner. Ament, the talented, uber-talented freshman. J.P. Estrella hands it back to Ament, and he knocks it home from the free throw line.
That's a really good start right there for Tennessee. You're going to see them work the ball around in the half-court set from side to side. Ament in the mid-range.
See the starting lineup. Aiden Sherrill, Taylor Bowen gets the start tonight. Houston Millett, who had a great second half in the win over Oklahoma last weekend. Really a catalyst for Alabama in the starting lineup here tonight. Reitzel, who's missed some time. He's been banged up, but he certainly is on the floor ready to go. Nate Oates saying he was eager to get on the floor.
Well, that's a tough shot right there by Latrell Reitzel. A really good defensive effort. This Tennessee team under Rick Barnes has been known for their defensive identity. This year has not been as strong defensively, but tonight could be the day that they could get it done.
Estrella, little jump hook. So JP making his first start of his career tonight. Gets on the board early.
Really good job by Estrella, taking his time in the low post and coming over that left shoulder with a lot of extension on the jump hook.
Bowen, the transfer from Florida State, goes baseline, and the reverse layup won't go, but an easy rebound. Reitzel now takes it in, little floater, he's got it.
Really good patience right there by Latrell Reitzel. He saw the closeout of Ament, used that shot fake, gets all the way to the cup.
This Tennessee team has lost 3 of their last 5. Those 3 losses to Arkansas, Florida, and Kentucky. Neither team played a midweek game, so they've had a chance to get their legs under them. Philon. Loose ball underneath, kicks it back out. Reitzel tries for 3, and that one won't drop. Timeout in Tuscaloosa. Back-to-back Elite Eights. You could say the same for Tennessee. Back-to-back Elite Eights.
Well, both of these teams have been at the top of the SEC with 2 well-coached teams.
There is Rick Barnes, his 11th year at Tennessee. 39th year overall. Second most wins among active Division I coaches, trailing John Calipari by a single win. Bishop Boswell just picked up that foul. That'll be his first. Byron Jarrett telling Bowen, tuck that jersey in, clean that up.
Yeah, that's something you want to definitely do before the game gets going. But this is a game that you can see it's going to be a lot of physicality on the perimeter with the guard play. Tennessee making sure that they're going to be very, very disruptive at the point of this attack in these ball screen actions.
Labaron Philon in his 22 points a game with the basketball in his hands. Philon trying to get it down low. That didn't work. They'll kick it back out. Reitzel shot clock at 3. His little floater is good. Boy, he is off to a fantastic start. 6 points to get this one going.
Well, he's done a really good job. The pressure of Tennessee has forced Alabama to operate well outside the operational area. But Latrell Reitzel finding some success with the floaters in the mid-range.
Crowd getting on their feet. Charles Bediako getting up to the scorer's table. Alabama up by 2. Tapped around and finally converted.
You can see Aiden Sherrill, and the big man for Alabama has been much more productive as of late, taking a big step forward in his game.
Gillespie misses that 3. Second chance opportunity now for Tennessee. J.P. Estrella, a little jump hook is good. So J.P., a couple of baskets early.
Estrella's finding some success. He's getting over that left shoulder with the jump hook. If you're Alabama, you want to try to send him to the weak hand as Philon draws.
He will wait to sub in, along with London Jemison. And here he comes. Listen to this ovation for Charles. It is crazy to think where we are in college basketball, that a guy that left here in 2023 thinking he had a chance to get drafted, went undrafted, but has played 2.5 years in the G League, had a two-way contract with the Spurs, is now back in college.
Absolutely, and the times have changed. And you talked with Nate Oates, he talked about the opportunity of adding Charles Bediako to the roster after he's seen it happen with other professionals in the collegiate game. But the question for me will be, how will he be impactful in this game for Alabama after playing on the professional ranks?
Philon misses that out of bounds. His club, and then obviously things kind of happened on Tuesday when he got the temporary restraining order and made his way here to Alabama. And here he goes! Charles Bediako, welcome back!
And a beautiful design play for Alabama coming out of that break. Bediako with a great screen, which takes up a lot of the attention, and he slips to the basket for the jam.
Well, you saw that coming a mile away. You about broke my arm. Last touch by Tennessee.
Well, look at this screen by Bediako, and it takes all the attention out to the corner, slips right to the basket in a beautiful bounce pass by Latrell Reitzel. Bediako already in the books.
That didn't take long. Foul against Tennessee. That's going to go against Dwayne Brown, the second, the true freshman from just down the road in Hoover, Alabama. But boy, he has been fantastic. Really a pleasant surprise for Rick Barnes and this Tennessee team.
Yes, he has. He's been a really good player after a successful high school career. He's come right in, jumped into the starting lineup for Tennessee, and been successful early on. And he's got a tough assignment tonight, as he's going to be playing against a veteran. He's already drawn one foul on him.
Here's Philon, turns the corner. Gets it to Bediako underneath. A couple of touches, a couple of baskets.
Well, he set that up with some really good screen roll action, and it was his speed in which he rolled to the basket that created the separation and a pinpointed pass up top.
Amen goes strong. He gets
here in his 1 year. But Amen is starting to settle into his own form, and he's really made a difference for the Vols.
He's been playing really well lately. Last 3 SEC games, 19 points, 5 rebounds on average. Up high, Bediako couldn't get his grip on it. Ethan Bird kicks it to Ament. And welcome to Coleman Coliseum, Alabama and Tennessee, two of the premier college basketball teams over the last 5 seasons. But the story beyond the two clubs on the court is that man, Charles Bediako, after 2.5 seasons playing in the G League, had a 2-way contract with the Spurs. Received a temporary restraining order on Tuesday by a judge here in Alabama, giving him an opportunity at least for 10 days before he can try to get a preliminary injunction to play the rest of the season. He's playing tonight, and it didn't take long for him to be a factor.
Yeah, he's been impactful. He came right into the game and got into some baseline out-of-bounds plays and some screen roll action. 2 finishes at the rim for Bediako. He's making his presence felt early.
Labaron Philon.
Alabama with 2 really good bigs in the game with Aiden Sherrill and Bediako. And you can see there's a nice move on the baseline by the freshman London Jemison. A shifty move with the reverse lay.
6'8", 200-pounder out of Connecticut. Here's Ament handling the basketball at 6'10". Dumps it off to Jalen Carey.
Tennessee has been successful with some physical and spirited post-ups early on in this game. It may be the recipe for them to be successful, to pound it in the paint.
Kick it back out. Bethea misfires, and a loose ball foul against Alabama. So my question about Bediako certainly is, obviously he's been playing basketball, but he just met some of these guys 2 days ago on this team. In terms of getting in the flow of what they're doing offensively, does it take a while? Will it take a while? Or because he's been in the system, it is second nature?
Well, I think you're spot on. He's been in the system and played for Nate Oates. And if you're going to make sure you're going to be effective from a coaching standpoint, you'll put him in situations to succeed. Simple screen roll sets and baseline out of bounds opportunities and plays that he knows. And they've been able to dial up some of those actions early on, and he's been successful. But when you have the experience that he has, then you'll be able to find your way pretty quickly and make adjustments.
Well, he'll take a seat out after about a 3-minute run. Ament misfires, gets it back, takes it to the logo, it hangs in the air. That won't drop. Boy, had a good look at it. Rebound right into the hands of Aiden Sherrill. Noah Williamson.
Philon with the switch on the perimeter that he wants right now with Carey.
Williamson for 3 out of the corner. Carey that rebound.
That's one, if you're Alabama and you have the isolation with Philon on Carey, you want to spread it out and let him operate as the leading scorer in the SEC.
The tap. It will be waved off early anyways. The fact that Alabama, who shoots the 3 more than anybody and makes more than anybody in college basketball, has yet to make a 3, and they're winning the points in the paint 14-4.
Alabama's had some success in their ball screen action. And now with 2 bigs in the game, Tennessee has to respect the finishers in the dunker spot. Another foul drawn. Tennessee with a side out of bounds opportunity.
Philon picks up his first foul. Here's Gillespie. Shot clock down to single digits. Evans tripped up with .8 on the shot clock. That foul's going to go against Latrell Reitzel.
Alabama with really good defense in that possession to the last second. Get a little too physical as the shot was going to be attempted, but it looks like a baseline out of bounds opportunity. And a good chance for Tennessee to see if they can dial something up for an easy basket.
Estrella got his first start tonight in a Tennessee uniform. Hit both his shots. He's been posting up in the paint, but he'll settle back in the backcourt here and get it to Gillespie. Amari Abram, the senior transfer, runs right into Williamson. Shot clock again down to 5. Gillespie, deep 3, no good. Tapped around and won by Sherrill.
Tennessee's been really good at fighting over these off-ball screens.
Reitzel got it.
And that shot was created with Labaron. Philon got a full head of steam coming off that handoff. And a good shooter in Reitzel spotted up in the corner.
Reitzel with 9 points. Ament guarded by Millett. Had it poked out of there by Reitzel. Estrella kicks it in the corner. Too strong on that 3. Philon chases it down.
A really excellent job by Latrell Reitzel, being active in the gaps, forcing tough shots for Tennessee.
Reitzel, who's missed the last 3 conference games because he's banged up, gets the start tonight, and rewarding his coach for that decision with 9 points on 4 of 5 from the field. Charles Bediako about to make another appearance. London Jiminson, Taylor Bowen also checking in, and Amari Abram picks up the foul. That'll be his first.
Bediako scored on the last baseline out of towns opportunity for Alabama. Nate Oates was able to dial up some really good action to get him freed.
Reitzel working on Estrella. JP holding his own for the moment. Reitzel trying to go up and under, and a foul on Estrella. Tennessee 6 of 16 to start this one. Alabama 8 of 17. Teams have combined to go 1 for 10 from behind the arc.
Really good pressure defense right there by Boswell.
Misfires. Tennessee down 6. The Volunteers on the year averaging 82 points a game. That is 12th in the league. Don't have to go back very far. That might have led the league. Corner three is good. Gillespie rips it from the corner.
That was a beautiful job right there by Tennessee. They executed their offense well. And Philon trying to cut the screen. Gillespie fades to the corner and gets freed up.
Philon lost the handle on the way up with that one. Bediako with the block shot starts the run out. That's what he can do.
Well, a beautiful job. And Bediako with the rejection, but you see Labaron Philon turning on the Jets in transition to come up with that ball and throwing it up top for the alley-oop.
With a dunk on the other end. Nobody shoots more threes in the country than Alabama. They make over 12 a game. They have just 1 to this point with 7:22 to go in the opening half.
Well, you know they're going to make sure that they get up threes in a high volume. But having Bediako's presence has opened up some driving lanes as you have to respect his lob threat ability from rotating over. And a big shot right there by the freshman, Nate Amon.
Amon averaging 15 points a game. 27% behind the arc this year. That's his 21st make. Alley-oop to Bediako. Philon with the assist.
Well, they're starting to get a little bit of a connection. And many times you're looking to see how will Bediako adjust to playing with his new teammates. But it's the teammates adjusting to playing with him. He understands how to screen, roll, and finish at the basket with the pick and roll lobs.
Gillespie hangs in the air and tapped around a couple of times. A foul against Tennessee. As he said, he just loves basketball.
Well, I think for him and for the rest of the team, it's a situation that many of them have blocked out. And he understands that there's a lot of attention on him. But you play in 3 years in the G League, you get an opportunity to play in a place that he was really successful from a team standpoint. And I think he really wants to be a part of a team that has an opportunity to win.
Park. Back out to Boswell. He fires and makes it. That's a 2.
It's beautiful work right there by Bishop Boswell. It took his time when he pulled up off that one bounce pull-up.
Tennessee going to try to string together a couple of defensive stops here, but it's going to be hard with Bediako just catching these alley-oops from Labaron Philon.
Philon has been handling these pick-and-roll situations magnificently, and he put that one right at the corner of the square in the soft hands of Bediako to finish.
Estrella set a great screen for Boswell.
Well, Tennessee is playing really well right now. And they've been effective, clearly, with pulling up with shots in the mid-range, not challenging the shot blocking, and they've been effective in shooting them with a lot of confidence.
Little floater, that one no good from Reitzel, trying to keep it alive. Last touch by Tennessee. It is going to stay with Alabama.
I'd look to see in these situations as Alabama likes to get a lot of the traffic flowing towards the outside where the defense has to respect it.
Gillespie got out on Reitzel in a hurry. Bowen. Past Amon and got the reverse to go.
Beautiful finish right there by Taylor Bowen. Just enough energy on that reverse layup for it to fall down.
Alabama shooting 52% from the field. Loose ball on the deck and last touch by Okpara.
Well, outstanding effort by Alabama fighting for the loose ball. Bediako gets a piece of it as they all hit the deck. And off of Okpara's foot, the ball back to Alabama.
Well, you knew there'd be a little bit of energy in the building because of Charles' return. I think Tennessee handled that early on.
Oh, they're handling it tremendously well. This is a 4-point game, and Tennessee has been doing a really good job of finding some positive things in their offensive sets. Every single basket that Alabama scores with Bediako, there's a lot of energy right there as Philon's able to find something in the screen roll action. But the poise of Tennessee is starting to settle in, particularly on the offensive end.
Second basket for Philon. He's got 4 points and another three from Tennessee. Boswell starting to heat up here at Coleman Coliseum.
And there you see, this is a team that's trying to find an identity. And for many years, the identity has been on the defensive end for Rick Barnes' squad. I do think this team has a lot of offensive firepower. They're starting to show some of their ability right now.
Boswell or Gillespie out of bounds on that in line. It'll stay with Alabama with 7 on the shot clock. So Gillespie will take a seat for a moment. If you're just joining us, a couple of Alabama key contributors not playing tonight. Aiden Holloway, averaging almost 18 a game, is out with a wrist injury. Amari Allen, the freshman from Green Bay, Wisconsin, who's 5th in the league in rebounds, averaging over 11 points a game. He too is out. He's got a little leg injury he's dealing with. 3 on the shot clock. Reitzel, an awkward shot, hit the back of the rim, but another opportunity now for Alabama. Okpara grabs that rebound. He just rips it away and then loses it. Boswell up to Abram, little 2-on-2 game. Now to Amon. Nate, too strong. Nate already has 1 3 tonight. Tennessee missed their first 5 3-pointers, but they've made 3 in a row. To Estrella, he can't convert. The injury, with that wrist injury he's been battling. But Latrell Reitzel, the good news is, bad news is Holloway's out. The good news is for Alabama, you get Latrell Reitzel back, who's missed the last 3 conference games with an injury, and he has been a fantastic performer tonight with 11 points.
Holloway is definitely a big contributor, 46% from 3-point land, and he can do a lot of that on his own off the bounce. As you see Philon right there off the bounce with the beautiful dribble to create a little bit of separation. Now, that's a big shot right there for Alabama. The second 3-pointer for them in the game, as they'll try to have to make sure they outpace things. Carry. The soft hands of Okpara catches that one. If he catches that one clean and lays it up, that's an easy and one. But you can see there's going to be a concerted effort by the Vols by utilizing their 2 bigs in a high-low situation.
Gillespie gets it to Carey. Threw it up to Okpara. Didn't waste any time.
Well, there you go right there, the big-to-big action. And Jalen Carey does a great job. As soon as he got that ball, he was decisive and put it at the rim for Okpara to.
As Labaron Philon steps to the free throw line. He's a 73% foul shooter on the year. 97 free throws coming into this game. That is leading Alabama. The next closest is 31 free throw attempts behind him.
Well, he's crafty with the ball. He understands when the pressure is on him, he can draw fouls at a high rate, and then when he gets to the free throw line, he can make you pay. This game has had a different complexion of what you would expect, as Tennessee is known for finishing in the paint, and there you see a big.
He is 9th in the conference in free throw percentage, and kicks it out.
And that's the recipe that Tennessee likes to play with. Is they're first in the conference in percentage of points in the paint with right under 50%. Alabama, the last team in the conference for points in the paint. Today, it's been a little bit of change in this first half.
Philon. A pull-up jumper. He's starting to get it going now.
But you see how he set it up. He got into his defender and kept him on his hip. And then when he slammed on the brakes, the soft touch with the mid-range jumper.
Inside it goes to Carey. Good catch by Ament. Screen by Carey. Gillespie right to the rim, and another tough shot. Count it.
Their playmaking ability, not just for others, but you can see starting to turn it up in the last few possessions to get some point production for themselves.
Philon. Akpara rips that rebound away.
A high degree of difficulty on that shot by Philon. An opportunity right here by Tennessee to tie the game up.
They were down 10. They have cut it to 3, under a minute to go first half, and then another turnover, a near turnover by Tennessee, and it'll stay with the Volunteers. Tennessee has coughed it up 6 times, and Alabama's made them pay with 8 points off those turnovers.
Something they'll have to shore up as Alabama's been able to capitalize, but Tennessee has been really impressive as of late in the half court.
Millett comes out of there with the basketball.
It looks like Nate Oates is instructing Philon. Let's see if we can hold this one for the last shot of the half. I look for Alabama to go with the go screen action here just to create a little bit of confusion and let Philon operate.
Here's Ament. He's got a little bit of time. 1 second. Lets it go off the front of the rim. And started to take over this game at times. Philon with those 11 points has 5 assists. 5 of the 6 Alabama assists off the hands of Labaron Philon, and a quick whistle. It's going to go against Ament down in the paint.
They got tangled up as Aiden Sherrill was trying to set that ball screen and roll out of there. And a little too physical on that one by number 10 in orange. And Alabama's been able to get some good looks in their baseline out of bounds opportunities.
Not much of a good look here. Just had to throw it up in the air, and Sherrill chases it down.
Great defensive work by the Volunteers.
Bol Bowen. Shot clock in single digits. He takes it in the lane. Stripped out of there by Estrella.
Really good job. Tennessee active in the gaps and sliding their feet with their own ball defense.
Just the 4th turnover by Alabama, and Tennessee takes advantage as Gillespie kisses it off the window.
Now, that's a great job right there by Nate Ament. As Gillespie had an opportunity to come up off of that screen, but he stayed at home, in a great find with the head-up pass there by Ament.
Ament with that rebound, his 3rd. Estrella, strong take. Bol Bowen the rebound. Millett in the corner. Sherrill blocked by Estrella, out of bounds. It'll stay with Alabama.
Really good shot blocking skills and verticality by J.P. Estrella. But an on-time and on-target pass by Nate Ament as Gillespie gets freed up on the baseline.
Philon, the SEC's leading scorer, 22 a game, has 11. And he has the basketball, working on Estrella, takes it in, blocked by Akpara. Starts the run out for Tennessee. Back to Ament. Pull up at the elbow, perfect. That's 6-10.
Now, this is a really big lineup that Tennessee has in the game, and Ament playing the 3. And Estrella and Akpara rotating over from the weak side. You see the length impacting things on the defensive end.
Oh, what a tough shot by Philon.
Just a crafty player. And he was able to pause as he slammed on the brakes with that deceleration move and get that one up on the glass. But Alabama's going to have to do some better job defensively as Tennessee's able to walk the ball up and take their time in the half-court set and find a quality look.
Gillespie.
Really good action, and Jacoby Gillespie set that up with the great pace. They throw inside to Ament, and he's able to take his time and come off that handoff, line it up from the outside.
Balls by 2. Philon. That won't drop out of bounds. It'll be Tennessee basketball.
Well, the poise that Tennessee's playing, they run this get action right here to Jacoby Gillespie, and he sets it up with that subtle change of pace, gets on his horse, gets the handoff, and shoots it with a lot of confidence. Great job executing the plays for the Tennessee Vols.
Aiden Sherrell just picked up that foul. That's his 3rd, so he'll head to the bench. And Charles Bediako back on the floor wearing number 14. Bediako with 8 points in the first half. His Alabama career high the 2 seasons he was here in Tuscaloosa was 15. He averaged just 6 points both as a freshman and a sophomore. Didn't take him long to surpass those numbers.
I mean, he's got a little experience as now he's back on the court. But I look more so as Aiden Sherrell, who's been extremely impactful for Alabama. Those 3 fouls are significant. He can play alongside Charles Bediako. And in these moments when you get a lot of minutes, as he's had in the first half, he has to figure out how to be efficient with his minutes in a new lineup.
Alley-oop, Akar with a throw down.
Wow. And you can see Tennessee's dialing it up with this big-to-big action. J.P. Estrella, he gets that ball, and immediately it's like he's throwing a jump hook at the basket, and Alabama's ball watching.
Ament just rips that rebound away. Ament bumped in the paint, spins at the logo, got it. Boy, Tennessee is feeling it now.
Well, that's where you see that size, at 6'10". Ament able to regather his composure and elevate over the top. And there's Labaron Philon on the continue of finding each other, their passing ability, the spacing in the paint. And if you can have that type of interior tandem, it's going to be really good when it's hard to produce easy points from the outside.
Philon converts the 3-point opportunity. He's up to 16 points after that slow start. Gillespie on the other side with 15. Gets it to Ament. Guarded by Bediako. The young and the old. And a foul on the old.
Over top of the contest, giving him an angle, plays into the freshman's advantage.
1 out of 2 for Ament. Here's Philon. And a whistle underwards.
Very, very efficient for South Carolina. The Gamecocks coming off a loss at Oklahoma. It's going to be a big game with Shea Rouse Vanderbilt women's squad playing really good basketball right now.
20-0 on the year are the Commodores. Quick foul off the inbounds. Tennessee leads it by 4. The Vols shooting 53% as Akar picks up his 2nd foul. Tennessee, since about the 2-minute mark at the end of the first half, they're on a little 17-7 run right now.
Well, the pace of the game right now plays into the hands of Tennessee. As Alabama has struggled to get a lot of points in fast break situations, they're going to have to pick up the tempo and force Tennessee to have to play a little bit faster on the defensive end.
Reitzel goes baseline. They swing it around. Bowen for 3. Rattles that one home.
Good defensive work by the Volunteers in their rotation, but Alabama finds the right man. And Taylor Bowen with a 3-pointer for Alabama, the 3rd of the game.
Yeah, that's crazy to think Alabama here in the second half is just 3 of 10.
Well, I do think they found a lot of success in their screen roll action early on. And there's a really good look right there for Tennessee.
For the Volunteers, one of the best offensive rebounding teams in America. Carey keeping the possession alive. Ament in traffic, count it. Boy, Nate Ament in Knoxville last week.
The game is starting to slow down. And honestly, when you're playing a game in this magnitude, both teams fighting, need a win, as you can see them both scrapping for this loose ball. Tennessee players seem to be motivated to take on the challenge when you're going to have Bediako's presence in the interior.
Tennessee will have the basketball. Tennessee's won 4 straight in this series. Alabama looking for another impressive win. The third quad one, potentially, if they can pull it off. But right now, Tennessee's got a little something to say about that. Leading by 3. Here's Ament. Just takes it himself. That won't go. Tapped around. Bull takes it. Bull Bowen with his 3rd rebound. Corner 3. Got it! Latrell Reitzel.
Well, the pace of this game has started to pick up for Alabama. And Labaron Philon turning down a good shot for a great shot. Passes it over to Reitzel, and he lines up a corner 3. Freshman on freshman in this matchup.
Ament had a block by Bediako. Stays alive. 5 on the shot clock. Gillespie slices through the lane. Bediako the rebound. Stolen by Evans. Back to Gillespie. Ament.
A really good job by Tennessee slowing down in this possession. This is how they want to take advantage of the energy of Alabama, getting the long offensive set and finding a quality look.
Entry to Carey. Backs up Bediako and kisses it off the window.
And it doesn't get any much better than that. You talk about high quality. Jalen Carey carving out deep position in that paint right there and just going up with a muscle move.
Philon. 18 for Labaron.
Now that was crafty. Labaron Philon gets all the way into the paint. He comes to that deceleration. He doesn't put the 2nd foot down after the pivot, and that's where he's able to hold it there and finish. Beautiful job.
And a tie up in the paint and a foul against Alabama. That will go against London Jemison. That'll be his 4th.
With the energy in the building, both of these teams are starting to fill each other out. They're finding a little bit of success in many areas. The screen roll action. Tennessee is finding success when they go swing into the get action, which is a handoff when Gillespie comes to the ball in the middle of the court. And when they're able to do that, it's causing a little bit of confusion for Alabama on the defensive end. On the flip side, the Tide has started to pick up the pace offensively, getting some easy attempts in transition.
Both teams shooting over 50% from the field. Gillespie. Another rebound for Tennessee. Keeps it alive. Abram will hand it off to Ament. Estrella back to Ament. Nate at the window. Get a little bump. Tennessee bench wanted a foul on the bump, but Ament will take the basket.
So impressive. At 6'10", as he's able to do so many things on the court, it's like a guard. And there's another elite.
Just made me think of that. At some point, he's going to realize that he is the go-to guy.
Well, it takes time. And oftentimes, when you're a freshman that's coming right in a talented program, as Tennessee has been consistently in recent memory, you come in and oftentimes you'll defer to others. But he's a guy that has to get a lot of shots, and he's starting to play so efficiently that the volume of shots that he gets allows the other players to play with a little bit more freedom because you have to respect him. But in the new year, when you switch over into conference play, freshmen grow up, and none are growing up any more than this player. Amen.
Estrella on that low block, left it a little bit short.
Alabama's offense in the half court's got to get a little bit more flow. It's been stagnant. It's creating turnovers for Tennessee.
Gillespie quickly back down the floor. Abram for 3. Got it!
And there's the defense, the offense. And Abram getting the easy look.
Tennessee looked a little bit like Alabama on that possession.
Well, it's a great time to shoot the 3.
Philon, step back. Oh, is that nasty? Oh!
No better time to shoot the three right there for Labaron. When Tennessee had to respect the bigs over top of getting easy baskets with the floaters in the mid-range. His 2 3-pointers came off of the pass when Philon created. When he tries to get a little bit more off the bounce, coming off the screen roll and shooting quick, then the efficiency goes down. But there is some big-time efficiency right there by 10 in orange. Nate Ament growing up right in front of us.
He has now matched his young career high of 23 points. He has 2 threes tonight. And Nate Ament is putting on a show. This is a guy that just had 7 field goal attempts in their last game against Kentucky. He is now 8 of 15 tonight.
Well, I was in the gym early and several NBA scouts were in the arena and they said they were here to check out Nate Ament. And here he is, not disappointing with a big time performance and poised to finish strong.
Mediaco gets it to Millett. Little scoop shot, layup is good.
Really good job. He comes off that curl with a full head of steam. Ament not wanting to pick up a foul.
Abram missed it all. A little too quick on that shot.
You can see the get action handoff right there. Houston Millett takes one quick bounce as he turns that corner into quick layup. Ament trying not to pick up a cheap foul. Good decision on the defensive end with a beautiful finish by Millett.
Boswell back on the floor for Amari Abram. Gillespie, the transfer in from Maryland. Off to Carey, the transfer from Vanderbilt, who looks like he might have twisted an ankle. He's got some sort of leg issue back. He's still on the baseline, but he can't get up. Boswell right to the rim and a foul against Sorrell. Well, that looked that when you'd say in the gym, ball don't lie.
Exactly.
Right. Boswell will try to get 1 out of 2. And he can't. Philon, step back 3, short. Millett the rebound.
And Millett makes all the hustle plays for Alabama. If you need a loose rebound.
Mediaco with a jam and a foul. His return to Alabama, but I think this has gone better than pretty much anybody might have expected.
Well, you have to be honest. You have to expect a lot from someone who's had reps against professional players. And he stepped right into the game seamlessly, making a big impact on both ends of the court. You know, the experience that you have when you're playing multiple games against high-level competition will definitely make you more poised to be able to do so now.
This young man, Jacoby Gillespie, is putting on a show himself tonight. He's up to 17 with 4 assists. Tied up again at 62. This is our 7th tie. 6 of them have come here in the second half.
Well, the question for this Tennessee team, they've been trying to figure out their identity of how to win games. So this last 9 minutes of this one will be tightly contested. Who's going to step up and make the play?
Williamson won't go. Rebound Gillespie. Little mismatch, and Gillespie steps back, and it's short. Ament there for the rebound. Boswell for 3. That's no good. Bowen will try for 3 again. Millett,
once again.
He has been a different. Amen. There's a Missouri today coming away from this very building in Tuscaloosa. Both games also available on the ESPN app.
A lot of good action around the league, a league wide open. Who's going to be able to put together a string of wins to give them a good position to win the SEC?
Philon working on Estrella and a whistle.
Really puts a lot of pressure on the defense to be decisive. And it puts you at bay from not playing too physical because he can draw the foul to get to the free throw line.
Philon again leads this team in free throw attempts. by a substantial margin. 73% at the line. Labaron, 24 points. He is a perfect 8 out of 8 at the free throw line. 13 games of 20-plus points this year. Now, of course, last year, different dynamic in the backcourt with Alabama. It is his show now.
Absolutely. 8 for 9 from the free throw line as Philon misses.
Ament spins and fires.
Thank you.
Rebound taken out of there by Taylor Bowen. Philon back the other way. Throws it up for Bediako. Bediako cannot convert, and a push. In order on Tuesday, he will have another full hearing this Tuesday morning that will really determine if he can continue to play for Alabama this year or not. But in the meantime, he is suiting up here with the Tide, and it's worked out quite well.
Well, listen, you know, the college landscape has allowed a lot of things to take place. And Bediako felt as if he could take advantage of the moment to get back into the collegiate game, as the precedent was set by many other players to come from the D-League or even international ranks and play back in the NCAA. And Nate Oates felt it was the time to add someone to his front line, and Bediako is here, and he's delivering.
Like Nate Oates told us today, like his argument is there are so many European players who have been playing professionally for a number of seasons that just show up and start playing. So why are we penalizing the Americans playing in the G League professionally as well?
Well, there's a professional right there in Nate Ament and what he's been able to do. But listen, there's a lot of rules to the game that need to be adjusted. And for me, in many ways, that might be one right there that needs to open back up, is that freshmen should have the opportunity to go directly from high school to the NBA. And Nate Ament is a player that would have had that type of consideration had the rule been there. But now with the new landscape in the college game, you have the opportunity to be compensated. And players know that this is the moment that you can be compensated better than you can in the international game, better than you can in the G League. So they're trying to get to the moment so they can capitalize the situation. Now, when it comes to the international ranks, you have a lot of players that are perceived to have been played professionally. But in many ways, it's not necessarily the highest level of professional. And the guys that are now coming back from the G League, they're finding their way back into the NCAA. And maybe, quite honestly, not been as impactful as people thought they would be. Now, Bediako is a player who was formerly an all-SEC performer in the conference tournament in 2023 in the all-tournament team. So he's a little bit better than the other, bit more of a spirited game. They've made the answer right now, and they find themselves up 7 late in the ball game.
These are two of the best teams in college basketball, going toe-to-toe in their first meeting of 2026. Bowen gets it to Reitzel, and a foul on the interior in all of college basketball. 5-point game. Alabama needs a couple of stops here. 6:15 to play. They get the stop there. Bediako comes away with the basketball. The 7-footer will take it across the midcourt stripe. Philon. Malek.
Good job by Akpar moving his feet.
Nowhere for Philon to go. Kicks it back to Malek.
Get up, get up, get up!
Nice take by Bowen. He's fouled and combined for 46 points for Tennessee. Philon and Reitzel have combined for 38 for Alabama.
A lot of time left in this game as the energy starting to come into the building for Alabama.
Ament working on Malek. They can't stop him tonight. They cannot stop him. Ament with a career high, 27.
Well, you can tell he's worked on that move. He understands he gets in that mid-post, he has the advantage.
And a foul on Estrella. Philon at the free throw line. Now 9 of 10 at the stripe. Boy, we have a great Big Monday doubleheader for you on ESPN and the ESPN app. Chance to see Wooden Award frontrunner Cameron Boozer leading number 5 Duke as they host Ryan Conwell and 23rd ranked Louisville. That'll come your way at 7 o'clock Eastern. Then Koa Pete, undefeated number 1 Arizona. A unanimous number 1 Arizona. In Provo to take on A.J. Devonta and number 13 BYU.
A lot of really good freshmen in the game this year. They'll be on display. Arizona, a balanced team. A moving screen on Okpara. Ball going back to Alabama. A big call.
That'll be the third on Okpara.
Okpara tries to shape up that screen. He did a really good job as the separation was already made. He could have rolled out of there and easily created a little bit more of an advantage. You know, sometimes as a big man, you take pride in your screens and you want to be a little physical. And that time it worked against Okpara.
Philon. Bowen, high arching shot over Estrella, didn't go. Okpara saves it.
Tough shot for Alabama. And Bowen, as Nate Oates is yelling at Philon, keep the ball and go to work. Bowen shooting a fadeaway in the corner.
Philon and Nate Amon.
Extremely poised as he steps to the line and knocks down two big free throws.
Terrell. Philon guarded by Boswell. Will switch it off. Philon to the rim, kicks it to the corner. Reitzel, good ball fake, buys himself some time and can't convert. And a foul on Bowen.
Nate Oates electing to go with a little bit more size in this lineup. As you got 6'10" Taylor Bowen, 6'11" Aiden Sherrill, and Charles Bediako.
Estrella keeps it alive, back to Gillespie. Great tap back by Estrella to keep that possession for Tennessee. Gillespie, left hand. Oh, what a shot!
Phenomenal finish by Jacoby Gillespie.
Philon, in and out.
These are the moments, and Alabama's going to have to figure out a way to manufacture some points. You're not able to lean on having two of your really good contributors this season with Amari Allen and Aiden Holloway out of the roster, but Tennessee playing poised in this half-court execution. And I look for the ball to go to Amon to operate.
Gillespie, high off the window. Reitzel with a rebound, off to Philon. Sherrill will line up a three. Got it! The big man burying it from the corner.
Well, he has that capability at 6'11". He came to Alabama known for his outside shooting touch. He's developed into a little bit better low post player, but now he's starting to have the total package.
The confidence to take one with 3 minutes.
To finishing games, they've been able to hold Alabama to 42% in the second half, but it's under 3 minutes where they be able to have enough energy to hold on the road.
Amon, guarded by Bowen. Amon spins. Bediako with a rebound. That is the third rebound to go with 13 points for Charles. Philon, cut off at the baseline.
It's the point where Philon's going to have to assert himself. He's been the offensive player to bring all of the action.
Knocked out of bounds.
Really good Tennessee team. Just not able to finish it out in the last 30 seconds. You know, so teams have been a thorn in the side of their opponents, and Tennessee in recent moments has really been able to take advantage of Alabama.
Philon misses everything. Gillespie with the basketball. 2 minutes to go in this one. 4-point Tennessee lead. They trailed by 10 in the first half. Estrella to Okpara. Nate Amon with a career-high 29.
Really good false motion on those flex cuts, but this is what Tennessee wants. Gillespie.
Oh, he just kicked it out of bounds, and this has been kind of an issue. Some turnovers late in the game.
He's exactly done that. It's been a mystery for Tennessee. He's been a big-time player, but in the money time, he must value the basketball and make good decisions.
Philon with 1:30. Labaron. Nowhere to go. Gets it to Sherrill. 12 on the shot clock. Bowen for three. No good. Estrella with a big rebound.
And good defensive effort by J.P. Estrella, sliding his feet against Philon.
Tennessee can try to take up some of this clock.
Nate Oates is telling his team to apply more pressure. This is the play for the game right here for both squads.
1 minute to go. Ament working on Millette. Baseline jumper, in and out. Estrella, offensive rebound, goes back strong, block. Akpara leaves it alone. Timeout taken by Millette.